I'm going to tell you something. We're in a market right now where every showing counts. Every single buyer who walks through your front door could be the buyer of your home. And you want to make sure that your home always shows the best it possibly can. And one thing you can do to ensure that that happens is to depersonalize your house. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm not the realtor who's going to come in and see a few family photos on a coffee table and say all those need to go, because you live there. Buyers know that you live there, and it's okay to have a few photos of the family here and there. But one thing you don't want to do, and it's something that I had years ago in a listing, is to have family photos everywhere. This listing I had some square columns in it, and each one of the four sides of those columns, and there were at least 3 or 4 columns in the living room, had family pictures up and down them. It was so distracting, you couldn't even focus on the house because you had pictures all up and down these columns. Now, I really don't think pictures belong on columns anyway, but that's beside the point. The pictures were just too much and they had to come down. And it looked so much better when they were done. Some other things you might want to avoid are anything political. We're in a very charged political climate right now, and you don't want buyers who come in and want to offer on your home to feel like they're already at odds with you before they've even written the contract, because maybe you're on different sides of the political aisle. There's just no need for that. And something else is to remove anything from your home that could be scary or offensive to some buyers. And you're probably thinking, well, what in the world could you have in a home that could be scary? Well, there's a lot of people who are not hunters, and they do not like deer heads everywhere. It really does freak them out. And if you're a hunter, you're probably thinking, well, why would they care? But I promise you, it's a thing. I had a listing years ago, and the guy was a very avid hunter, and he had heads of all sorts of animals all over the wall, and he was very proud of them. But I had to tell him, man, you got to take these down. And he took a lot of them down, but he still left up several. And lo and behold, who do we end up selling the house to? Somebody who was terrified of those animal heads, so much so that at the final walkthrough, she brought holy water and she baptized that whole house to rid it of any demons or whatever it had in it, to make sure that she could live there happily and sleep there peacefully. So if you've got a listing and you want to make it look the best you possibly can for every buyer, depersonalize it. Take as much of you out of it as possible. That will allow the buyer to walk in the front door and picture themselves living there. And at the end of the day, that's the goal.